All right, everybody, welcome to our healthy living call. This is a call that you've been invited to either by Rachel or by Yade. And I wanted to give you a personal welcome. Thank you so much for getting on tonight and allowing us to just share a little bit with you. Yadi and Rachel are inviting people tonight really because they care about you and you mean something to them, and having your support and encouragement to learn what they're up to, particularly as it relates just to education and being a resource to inspire healthy living is super important. So we work as a team here with the mission of inspiring healthy living. So you'll see here, join the revolution. We call it the healthy living revolution because that's what it is in the day and age we live in. So for tonight, it's going to be super relaxed and fun. You don't have to do anything, buy anything, or whatever. Really, you're just here to listen and learn a little bit and hear some stories tonight. So I hope that, well, we hope, because there are a few of us sharing tonight, that you'll enjoy listening and maybe think of somebody in your life that needs to hear this message. So thank you for coming. I know that it's a sacrifice on a weeknight, but it's well worth it. So I just encourage you to turn in. So to start out, I want to ask a quick question, and that is, would you agree that being healthy today is a challenge? And if you agree with that, I'd love for you to shake your hand or throw a comment in the chat box if you're not on video. Yeah, I feel like I should do like a Indian dance or something because it really is, especially coming off of summer and getting into the chaos of school and sports and just everything else, the holidays coming up. Whew, lots of sugar. So it can be super challenging, and we all would love to look good, feel good, and live a long life. And we know that it's our job to make that happen, but it can be very confusing and complicated and sometimes unpleasant. So that's where the healthy living revolution comes in. So the goal of this group of people is to come alongside families who want better health, meet them where they're at, so we all come at different points, and really just empower small positive changes along the way. There are 3 doorways in which we do this. I'm going to show on my screen here. So the first is free resources, which I'll go into a bit more in a minute, nutritional support, and the third is the organization or the company that makes it all possible. So let's talk about free resources here. So we have a website that has a ton of free resources that are fantastic. It's called thehealthylivingrevolution.com, and the person that invited you tonight will send a link to this site to you after the call. But it was created with a cookbook, well, multiple cookbooks, even holiday ones. So if you're looking for some recipes for holiday things that are coming up, there's some great alternatives that aren't loaded in sugar, that still taste delicious. So there's cookbooks, easy recipes, short webinars on trending health topics, a ton of different ones. Some of the ones that have been most meaningful to me have been those for professional athletes. I'm not a professional athlete, but I do like to exercise and what that means. And then also some on kids' health, family health, some that are on allergies and asthma, just things that are really common in our day and age that a lot of us deal with. And then there's a home fitness series and also a Start Strong program for kids. And that over here on the right on the slide, it's basically designed to raise up a generation of active, healthy kids with a positive body image and good nutritional habits. And it just gives them more of an awareness of what they're putting into their body, even at 2 years old. So I have a 3 and 5-year-old. And since we've been involved with this, they are so much more aware of what they're putting in their bodies, and they make choices that amaze me. The second topic we're going to touch on tonight is nutritional support. And that's one of the ways we're committed to helping others through nutrition. And I mentioned before, the foundation of good health is nutrition. We all know we need to eat our fruits and vegetables, but very rarely do we get in the amount that we're supposed to. And sometimes we think we're only supposed to eat them because they're healthy. But that's not the only reason. And when I learned this, it kind of blew my mind when I was open to receiving it, I guess. So fruits and vegetables were designed for our bodies because they're critical. So we're supposed to, in the day and age we live in, which this has changed in the 36 years I've been alive, we used to need 5 to 7. Now we need 9 to 13 servings every single day. And I don't know about you, but I don't get 9 to 13 serving fistfuls, 9 to 13 servings which is equivalent to a fistful of fruits and veggies every day. It just doesn't happen. I mean, think about it. How many of you, if you have, raise your hand, I need your tips, in the past week have gotten 9 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day? I bet there are some secrets to that here, which we'll hear about shortly. I love that. So even the best eaters need help, especially kids, right? They often, when they're little, they want some of the things that aren't the best for them. And so whether you're a parent, a grandparent, a mom, or you're trying to be healthy yourself, there is a really simple solution, which a lot of us on the call have found and we share because it's been a game changer for us in one way or another. And you'll hear more about that soon. So let's talk a little bit about what's on the screen. It is called Juice Plus. It is not a juice. It is 30 vine ripened raw whole foods. So all the fruits and veggies you see on the screen. It's non-GMO and NSF certified to be pure. It's kind of like a salad in a capsule. So on the days that maybe you just get a banana for breakfast, an apple for lunch, and a broccoli for dinner, you're getting all of these things every day, either in capsule or gummy form. And it's much different than a multivitamin. So let's talk about how. So this actually has a food label. If you look at the back, which I don't have a container here, but it has a nutrition label, the same as you would find on a bag of broccoli at the grocery store. In the freezer section, in the produce section, you don't typically see labels on fruits and vegetables, right? That's because they're nutrition labels, not a supplement like a multivitamin. So it's actually crushed and dried up in, a factory that processes it in a super amazing way. It includes the peels, leaves, and seeds. And that gives you even more nutrition than just eating like an apple, for example, because it includes the leaves and the seeds, which is where a lot of the nutrition comes from. And a super cool fact, so like look at the orange on the screen. I'll ask you to focus in on that. When's the last time you ate an orange peel? Anybody? I don't typically eat orange peels, maybe a little zest on a recipe every now and then, or in wassail at Christmas time, which I love. But 80% of the vitamin C is found in the peel. So when you're eating orange juice or drinking orange juice and all of that, a lot of it doesn't have all the nutrition that you could be getting. And I don't eat orange peels very often, like I said. So here are a few things that are great about Juice Plus. And then we'll shift to some stories here. So you'll get to hear from people other than me, which is awesome. Juice Plus is 45 vine ripened whole foods. Like I said, it has a food label, not a nutrition label. It's a food, not a vitamin. And I already told you that it has the same label as like a frozen bag of broccoli in a grocery store, which is super neat. It's also NSF certified to be pure, which means a lot of supplements and vitamins that are out there, they're not regulated in any way. So in a lot of the tests that they've done, they found heavy metals and all kinds of other things that really aren't good for you. And our bodies, when vitamins and multivitamins are created in a lab to take what most of us take from like a grocery store, your body only absorbs 10%. So you're really paying not to get all the nutrition that it is or the vitamins and minerals that you're looking for. Also, the last thing, and probably the thing that hit me the most, is that it's scientifically proven. So it's been around for 25 years. It is the most researched nutritional product in the world. If you have an iPhone, you can ask Siri, and there are more than 38, which this slide's outdated, published studies in peer-reviewed medical journals all throughout the world, with a few more that are on the way. And then the last is there's no warning label. So it's safe for people of all ages, including pregnant, nursing moms, the elderly, even professional athletes, because they're tested super strictly with everything that they put in their body. And so when it comes to supplements or vitamins, they can really only take the best. And we partner with a lot of Olympic athletes, most recently the USA women's volleyball team, which we have somebody sharing their story this week on Facebook about their experience with Juice Plus on Thursday night. So if you'd like some information on that, feel free to ask the person that invited you, and you can tune in to catch the recording or catch that live on Thursday night. There are a few other products I'll just touch on super briefly. There's a plant-based omega, which is the orange bottle on the screen. We do have gummies and capsules. There's also a protein powder, which a lot of people are like, I don't drink protein shakes, but you can use it for awesome things. Like today, I made some pumpkin maple glazed cream cheese muffins, and the sauce was made with the complete, and it tastes very similar to cream cheese with the little recipe that I whipped up for the kids, but it has 15 fruits and vegetables in it. So it's not just shakes. You can do protein balls, pancakes, edible cookie dough, caramel pretzel bark, and it just adds nutrition into some of the things that are the sweets that we like if you have a sweet tooth like me. And then we have a few bars that are similar. And then we have something called a tower garden. It's a way to grow a garden year-round indoors with only water, no soil, super inexpensive, and it allows you to grow organic produce in your living room or outside in your backyard. So that's a little bit about what we have to offer. I want to ask Miss Rachel if she would mind hopping on and sharing her story.
Guys, so my story was I know Lauren for about 5 years from the daycare, and I always heard or saw her kids never get sick, and I was like, wow, pretty impressive. And me working in the daycare, there's always bugs going around.
Rachel, it's a little hard to hear you. Can you maybe talk a little louder?
Can you hear me now?
A little better. Just try to speak up, because I don't know, is it hard to hear for you, Amy? Okay. Yeah, maybe lean in a little closer or something. Sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. I feel like I'm talking super loud, so I don't want to be screaming.
No, this is great.
Okay. So after seeing Lauren's kids never get sick, I decided to ask her more questions. And I always used to go to the gym, so I was doing the fitness, but I wasn't eating enough vegetables and fruits. So this has helped me bridge the gap of what I'm not taking every day, and it's easy to just take the capsules when I'm on a rush or trying to pack my lunch and I'm like, I don't have anything healthy. So I also take the complete protein, so that helps me in the mornings or for lunch. So.
And then what about your kiddos?
Oh, my 2 boys. So I'm a bonus mom of 2 boys, and their eating habits were not very good. So I do the health study with one, and my boyfriend sponsors the other one, so they both get their fruits and vegetables from us. So it has helped them not get sick. One of them used to have like a skin allergy on his face, and it hasn't shown up in a while, and they haven't gotten sick. And they even know, like, oh, my throat hurts, or oh, my head hurts, I'm going to take extra Juice Plus today. So they tell me when they need to take it now. So
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And then I won't share for Rachel, but she said to me the other day, she's like, even when I'm not eating healthy or a holiday comes, like I'm at my lowest weight I've ever been since starting Juice Plus. So do you want to share a couple things about that?
So at the moment, I'm still trying to do putting the gym back in or doing exercise, but I'm actually the lowest weight that I've been even when I was working out. The capsules have helped me eat less. My cravings has totally stopped. I'm a big sweet tooth person, so I even find that like I'll have a spoon of ice cream and I'm like, okay, I'm done. It doesn't satisfy me like it is before. So
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
thank you.
Yeah, and I asked her to share that because Juice Plus is not a weight loss product, but a lot of people, they find when they're detoxing their body every day that a lot of the stored toxins that we have, which can be extra weight and extra fat, just kind of like fall off. And that's part of my story, which I'll share later. So I actually want to invite Amy on here to share her story. And Amy, I didn't mention this to you ahead of time, but would you mind sharing just a little bit about not only your experience, but also like with the community and what that's meant to you too?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, good. You're welcome. It's a new headset. I'm like, I don't know if it works. All right, so I'm Amy Oskowski, and about a little more, 5.5 years ago, my family was in a health crisis. My youngest refused to eat fruits and vegetables. And when I say refuse, I mean even in her lunch, she would barely even touch one slice of apple. So as a result of that, she suffered with severe allergies. She had to have Zyrtec every day, breathing treatments frequently, and just was sick all the time. And then when I took her in for her 6-year checkup, she had gained a significant amount of weight between 5 and 6, and the doctor said that he wanted to do a cholesterol test. So we did that, and her cholesterol came back higher than mine at 40. And so he said, if you don't get her to start eating more fruits and vegetables, she's going to have to go on cholesterol lowering medicine by the time she's 8. Well, as a mom, that just completely devastated me. And, quite frankly, I was embarrassed by what I was feeding my daughter. And I asked the doctor, well, how am I going to do that? And his answer, I promise, his answer was, I don't know, BH juice. I didn't know what I didn't know then, but I knew enough to know that that was not the answer. So I sought out, what can I do to get my kids to eat more fruits and vegetables? And just, it was totally a God moment that Juice Plus fell into my lap. I was sitting at Legoland, and this lady sat next to me, and she literally, we were in downtown Atlanta, and we live in north of Atlanta, and we lived 5 minutes from each other. So it was really great that she sat down, started a conversation, became friends with me, and shared Juice Plus. And it was absolutely God sent, and it was a no-brainer. Fruits and vegetables in a capsule. How much easier can you get? So we added that to our diet within 3 months of Caroline being on the fruit and veggie chews, the gummies. Her cholesterol did come down to within normal ranges because her body was getting what it needed to make itself healthy. Over time of continuing to take Juice Plus, she then no longer needed allergy medicine. She was allergic to like 9 trees and 5 grasses. I don't even know 9 trees. So all of those allergies, she was not able to go outside and play. And after consuming Juice Plus for 6 months, her allergies started to diminish, and she stopped being sick, and she started eating more fruits and vegetables. She's 12 now and makes healthy choices and eats more fruits and vegetables. And it was because of this product, I really truly believe that it saved her life, because she was definitely one of those kids that was going to go down the diabetes before she was 20. And I didn't want that to happen. So I'm really grateful. And I signed up for the business the same time as I signed up for the product, because I was a stay-at-home mom and I had to figure out how to pay for this. Single income family with 3 kids, I was like, what do I need to do to get this product paid for? So like a lot of people in this business, we started the business to offset the cost of our product. But then it was a few months into starting the business that I realized, when I went to conference and I saw the bigger picture, I knew this is what I needed to be doing. I knew that sharing healthy living was the way to go, and doing, like really digging in. I have an IT degree and I have a master's degree, and there was absolutely no way that I was going to go back to corporate America, and there's still not anyway. So this it made sense. The business made sense. The product made sense. And so what I do is this business part-time. I do it on flex time. And I'm still able to do things with the kids. And then the other thing about going to conference is that the community was really, that was what I was missing. I had never, like I said, being in the IT industry, I had never been in a community with a lot of women who lifted you up and cheered you on. And even though you were making the promotions and they weren't, or getting the wins, they are still cheering you on and lifting you up, instead of being catty about it, like in the IT industry. There were not very many females, and they were always competing. So I love the community, the Juice Plus community, because everybody is they're thinking on the same level. One team, one mission. Let's help each other. We have a job to do, and that is to get more boots on the ground to get these kids and this next generation healthy. So, is there anything else that you want me to add, or is that good?
No, that was
Thank you
perfect.
for letting me share.
Yeah. Well, one quick stat I'll share, and I don't normally share this, then we'll wrap it up, is I guess I'll go ahead and I'll lead into my story because it makes sense. So, okay, so my husband and I, we always like tried to be healthy, based on the limited knowledge we had. But part of our story is we lost 3 or 4 of our parents before we were 30. His mom to cancer, my dad to mental health, suicide. It's actually Suicide Prevention Week this week, which has a lot to do with brain health, which is also nutrition related. And then his dad to an autoimmune disorder, and he was not even 60. So all of our parents passed away 45, 50, and 60, which is so young. And about a month after my father-in-law passed, which was very tragic and unexpected, just like my dad, we found out we were pregnant. And I was like, okay. Like, I was excited, but I was all like terrified equally, because I honestly never thought I'd get married. I never thought I would be a mom. And suddenly I was doing all these things, and you want to call your parents to talk about that. And I just, I have my mom, but other than that, like, my husband has no one to ask about his childhood or anything. All his aunts and uncles, everyone's gone from cancer. And so that was really a wake-up call for us, because we were like, man, we want to be around for our grandkids one day. So we need to do things differently. And we actually found out about Juice Plus from our pediatrician. He just said there's a super simple way to get fruits and veggies in your diet. And I was like, sign me up. I do not eat enough. I'm eating Oreos out the wazoo while I'm pregnant. Like, I was so sick. And so about the same week that we had my oldest, who's almost 6, we started Juice Plus. And within, I want to say like 8 months, I had been on allergy injections for 17 years. 17 years. I had to go every week. And I was also taking like Claritin and Zyrtec, and they went away. And I don't have allergies at all anymore, which I wasn't expecting anything other than knowing I was getting more fruits and vegetables. And then for my kids, changes I've seen in them is my oldest had severe eczema, and that went away for him. He also had a ton of respiratory issues as a kid. All those are gone. He had RSV. He had to do nebulizer treatments and all of that. It was just gut-wrenching. And they don't have any of that. My kids have not been like majorly sick in 3 years. They get runny noses and the normal like kids stuff, but they go to school and they're just not sick, which for me gives me a huge peace of mind, because 2 years ago, as their immune systems were building, like, we went through some rough stuff. And so I've been so thankful for Juice Plus, because I'm not a stressed out mom anymore, maybe stressed about other things. And then for me personally, my husband and I, we do this thing called the Shred, where every month for 10 days, we lean into our health intentionally by just trying some new recipes and trying to add more whole foods like fruits and vegetables to what we actually eat. And also learning about what's in processed foods and why a lot of those aren't good for us. And after about 4 months of doing that consistently, I lost about 30 pounds and my husband lost 40. And we've both kept all of that off. We're the healthiest we've ever been. Our blood work comes back amazing every year. And for those who joined late, or, if you heard Amy's story, the reason that I joined the mission, I had no intentions of really starting a business. The only reason I did it was to offset the cost of our product, because I knew I wanted our entire family to be on it. And then the more I learned about the mission of the company and how it's about education and inspiring healthy living, and the stat I was going to share when I started this is that Dr. Kotz from Yale University said, based on research on nutrition, that kids born after the year 2000 who eat a standard average American diet will not outlive their parents. And that's my kids. And that makes me angry, You know, a lot of us don't know these things until we're enlightened or we hear somebody share, but a lot of families don't know that. And that's not fair to our kids. You know, like they don't stand a chance. And I don't know about you, but I want to die before my kids. You know, like I want to meet my grandkids. And a lot of that has to do with the choices we make now. And that doesn't mean like changing everything all at once. It means making slow changes over time that build lifestyle habits. And that's what our family's been doing. And that's why we passionately share, because really this life, our lives that we're given, are about so much more than us. And so if I can give back in a small way, like Amy said, and join hands and forces with over 8,000 people in 24 different countries, you know, for this mission, then I'll feel like I made at least some small impact in the world. So thank you guys so much for hopping on the call and listening tonight. I hope that something that we shared resonates with you or resonated with you. Let me share one little slide here to close us out. So maybe you did hear something tonight that resonates with you, or you have questions, or you want to learn more about some of the products we talked about, or the mission of the company and how it's education based. We are a very friendly community. We have a lot of fun. And there is a really simple way to offset the cost of your product. So there are 3 ways to become a customer. The first is just to be a customer. And a lot of people start there, even just some start with their kids, you know. But starting somewhere is an awesome place to be, even if it's just grabbing the free resources and education that we have. The second way is to do your healthy living plan, which helps you offset the cost of your product. And that's how I think Rachel, Amy, and I all got started. And then the third is for people that are looking to kind of make a residual income. And it's not like a lot of the things that are out there. Basically what we do is share as we do life, as people ask questions, or as, you know, people are encountering things with their families where they're struggling with illness or sickness, and they're taking vitamins and supplements and they don't know anything else that could help. And we just kind of say, hey, you know, if I shared this with you, would you be open to learning? And a lot of times people say yes, and then they determine whether it's for them or not. So we have a really awesome approach to just, you know, sharing what we know without running over people, which a lot of people think of when they think of what we do, but that is not how we do things at all. So just being totally honest with you in case there's any skepticisms there or worries, we are not those people. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Amy and Rachel, for sharing, for Yade, for you inviting, and for those of you that showed up. I know I can't see your faces, but it means the world to those of you, to those who invited you tonight. So thank you so, so much, and I hope everybody has an awesome evening. And if you signed on late, we will make sure that you get a copy of the recording as well as the links that we talked about. So have a great night, everybody. Bye.